Now let us study how to construct the sixth part, that is called as distance piece. Now you can see the sketch is given here. Now with respect to this sketch, we have to construct this distance piece. Now here, let us consider it as a rectangle of 7 by 33 mm, and it is having a portion like this, and at a height of 7 mm only you can see the center of this diameter is also given and radius is also given. The radius is 10 mm is given, and this line is going to connect tangentially to this arc, and which is going to be connected to this point on the both the sides like this. Two lines are going to be created. Then let me show you how to do this portion. Now here this dimension is not given from here to here. Let us assume it as 2 mm or 1 mm as per our the sketch what we are going to do. Then the distance from here to here is given as 1.5. The distance from here to here will be 7 minus 5, which is nothing but 2 mm. So this dimension will be 5 mm. Now let me show you how to create the same. Now let us go for solid edge. In that, let me go for solid part. Let me go for protrusion. Select the front plane. Now using a rectangle, let me create a rectangle of some distance over here for some height. Make use of symmetrical relationship. These two lines must be symmetrical to each other, and let me zoom this particular surface, and we know that the distance between these two lines is given as 33 mm. In the same fashion, the distance from this point and this line is measuring 7 mm. Now make use of collinear command, and this line must be collinear to this line. After which you can see we have a lines like this. So let me draw the lines as which is there in the sketch. Now after creating these lines, let me connect it back to this position somewhere here at this height. After doing these things, what is the next step? Make use of symmetrical relationship. This is the symmetrical relationship. These two must be symmetrical, and these two must be symmetrical, and these two lines must be symmetrical. Now whatever this line we have drawn, let me delete that line. Now make use of trim command. Trim the unwanted portions like this. Now after trimming these unwanted portions, using distance between command, the distance between this line and this line is supposed to be given as 5 mm. The distance from this point and this line is given as 2 mm. The length of this line is given as 2 mm. Then similarly, the length of this line, let us assume it as 2 mm. Next, the height from here to here, it is given as 1.5 mm. After giving all the necessary things, then make use of circle by center point, starting from the point over here, somewhere here, the midpoint. Let me draw a diameter of 20 mm circle. After drawing this diameter of 20 mm circle, let me zoom this portion. Using a line command, starting from this point, let me draw a tangential line like this. Starting from this point, let me draw a tangential line like this. Now using a trim command, trim these unwanted portions. Trim all these unwanted portions, and the remaining portions can be deleted. Now make use of a smart dimension. Give the dimension as R10. Now we have given the necessary dimensions. Now here 5 mm is lost. So now let me given it 5 mm once again, and using connect command, connect these edges. Connect this line to this line. After doing that, go for circle by center point, then give the diameter of circle as 10.05 mm, which is supposed to be exactly center with respect to this. Now using a smart dimension command, give a dimension as 10.5. Now you can see we have drawn the sketch as per our requirement. Once the sketch has been completed, now let me say return. Now you can see more than 2 elements are joined. That means here there are n number of lines are there, so we have to delete that number of lines. So here let me go. You can see press a right click. Now you can see there are 2 lines. Let me delete 1 line. In the same fashion, here also we will be having 2 lines. Let us delete 1 line. Just move the cursor there. It will ask you press the right click. Press the right click. Delete any one of the line. Then say return. Now you can see we are getting it. The thickness is given as 3 mm. Now let me give the thickness as 3 millimeter. Now this is going to complete the distance piece. Now make use of a command called save. Go to summary, type the title as distance piece. Distance piece, and the file name should also be saved as distance piece. This completes the 6th part of a connecting rod.